What's up guys, and welcome to the fourth part in our Dark Forces lore-telling playthrough or lore play. Last time we captured Moff Rebus, the man who created the weapons for the Dark Trooper project. Well, he mentioned some weapons test conducted on the planet Fest, so that's where we're heading next. Located in the Outer Rim, Fest was covered in ice with steep-ridged mountains and deep valleys. The textures of Dark Forces leave a little to be desired, so here's what it should actually look like, courtesy of the Rogue Squadron game. Fest actually recently joined the canon thanks to the Rogue One visual guide, which revealed that it was the home planet of none other than Cassian Andor. The planet first rose to prominence during the Clone Wars when the Separatists began researching the metal known as Phrik there. The lab was eventually shut down by Omega Squadron. From that point forward, Fest had a pretty rough go of it. They couldn't stop fighting. They had a civil war, and then when that was over, they began fighting with the nearby planet Mantuine, which, by the way, who keeps naming planets with Tuine in them? Tatooine, Dantooine, Mantuine, Deltuine, Clatuine, Mintuine, Reltuine, Sestuine, Vactuine, Vintuine. I mean, what in the world? Some galactic star mapper got really lazy. So if you ever need a Star Wars planet for your fanfictions, just add a syllable to the front of Tuine, but don't take Altuine, I'm claiming that. Where was I? Right, Fest fighting with Mantuine. With the rise of the Empire, the two planets put aside their differences, but it was a little late. The landscape was ravaged by the wars. I don't see much to ravage where I'm at, but I'm sure there were other flat cliffs that really took a beating. Well, when the Empire invaded Mantuine, the two former enemies joined together to create the Atravis Resistance Group that would eventually become part of the Rebel Alliance. The Empire took up residence on Fest as well, and began running their own tests on the Phrik metal. This is unconfirmed, but it would be kinda cool if this were the same base the Separatists originally put up. That's ultimately why we're here, is to look into those tests and find another lead on the Dark Troopers. It's all about the Phrik. So while I navigate this absolute maze of a base, I'll be covering what we know about Phrik. But seriously, this place is a chore to get through. Remember the first level on Denuda where I walked into a base, opened a couple of doors, and had the plans to the Death Star in like 3 minutes flat? Well, when I make these videos, I actually play through the levels a good 3 or 4 times to get a good feel for them. So this recording is my best run through, and I still got lost on multiple occasions. It's a nightmare. My only comfort comes from knowing I can blow it up later in the game Rogue Squadron. But let's get back to lore. Phrik was a rare metallic compound and one of the few materials in the galaxy that was resistant to lightsabers. It was actually the combination of two ores called Phrikite and Tydirium. Phrikite was mined on the 16th moon of the planet Gromus, and spoilers, that's where the next level takes place. When the two ores were combined, they produced a very strong yet lightweight metal that was perfect for use in battle armor. Its rarity also made it a valuable commodity, which meant the Dark Troopers were not a cheap unit to produce. Actually, you've probably seen Phrik before and not even realized it. It's a canon material referenced in the book Tarkin and visibly seen on screen in Revenge of the Sith. Palpatine's lightsabers were made of Phrik and finished with Electrum, which is genius. Anakin probably could have used some of that, but it wouldn't have been affordable on a slave's wages. Phrik is also mentioned in the Darth Vader comics, one mining baron claiming that they have hardened Phrik for bones. Even Gromas, Phrik's Legends planet of origin, is still canon. Well, after we get through the winding halls of this facility and solve this strange puzzle of platforms above a trash dump, Kyle is finally able to get his Phrik on, providing us with our next clue on the Dark Trooper. So now we have to get out of the base, which isn't really any easier except everyone's already dead. Was it left or right here? Haven't I already gone up these stairs? How does this coded door even work? I might play Rogue Squadron next just to blow this place to Mustafar. Back outside, it's pretty simple making it back to Jan and the Moldy Crow. If you want to see the other Dark Forces Let's Plays I've done, you can check out this playlist here. Please like this video, subscribe to the channel, follow me on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook, and consider checking out my Patreon page. As always, thanks for watching, and may the Force be with you.